on Shodipo Ayomide.
Okay. Hi everyone. How's everything going? How is everything going? Oh yeah, okay. So real quick, yeah. So as I said, as you can see here, there's a small change. Wait. You can't hear me. Eh? There's a problem. I'm speaking in Java. Oh yeah, okay. Let's be guys. Okay. Okay, guys. But yeah, there's been a small change. I've been here since the beginning of the conference, and trust me, I've been motivated. I met a freaking 16-year-old guy who is doing crazy stuff in the blockchain space. I was blown away, man. Like, Prosper, I was blown away. This guy is writing Swift, writing everything. Solidity, and it's not by mouth. I saw the GitHub, I saw the contribution. This guy is 16. I was blown away. Then I told myself, I was going to change my talk. I was going to change it to something that I think would help with all of people here, to be honest. I saw somebody who were much younger, and these guys were starting companies, and they had a lot figured out. They were literally trying to raise money. They were telling me to invest. They had safes. They had like lawyers and all that kind of stuff. And these guys are not even 20. They are not 19, and they are doing all of this kind of stuff. It's crazy. So like, just to tell you that, like, you don't have to be 20, right? You don't have to be like 25. You can start right now. Your junior ones can start right now. So there's been a little change, right? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you can clap. So, but I know some people here were anticipating my talk on specifically like building dApps on Polygon and DAOs. So I'm just going to touch a little bit before I get into what I'm changing my talk to real quick. So yeah, I was supposed to talk about this. So just a little bit about this, then I'll go into what I'm changing my talk to. So technically, walking through that talk real quick. So decentralized application strictly comprised of three things. Number one, user interface. Number two, smart contracts. And number three, a backend. So the first thing, we all know what UI is, and the smart contract, how you interact with the blockchain and the backend. Moving on. So I have less time, so I'm going to move really fast because I want to cover ground. Is that good? Awesome, guys. So why build the apps on Polygon? Number one, infrastructure support. Number two, community support. Number three, VC support. Number four, contract security audits. That kind of stuff. Any questions here? Good, right? Is that good? Go on. Next one. As I said, I got inspired. I got very inspired by what I was seeing and by the people I spoke to. I spoke to people who were building crazy shit. Permit me that language. I met people building crazy stuff, right? And I got a lot of questions about, okay, how do I scale this? What's the go-to-market plan? How do I take this to market? How do I get this to the people? I got questions like that. So I said I was going to change my talk to this, the Web3 community model for technical projects. Okay, so that's me. So my name is Shodipo Ayomide. I work with Polygon as the global head for developer advocacy. And I kind of do like all of those stuff there. So that's about me, but let's go to the next one. Keep the people excited and hyped. So one thing that like you need to get is when it comes to Web3, you have to build excitement. You have to build the hype. Do we get what I mean here? You have to build excitement. Not like, for example, if you come to, let's say, a Web2 meetup, right? I'm using an instance here, right? People could just come around, do a workshop, that kind of, or let's say Twitter Spaces, right? Go to like Web2 Twitter Spaces where they're talking about, let's say, React or basically Web2 topics, basically just Web2-based topics. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a kind of flow it is. But have anyone attended like a Web3 Twitter Space where they're talking about like blockchain stuff? There's a way it is, literally. There's a kind of excitement. There's just this excitement that's just everywhere when it comes to like Web3 communities. So if you're thinking about building Web3, you have to figure out a way to keep your community constantly excited. What can I do to make it excited? Do giveaways. Do something. Make the community excited. Let's go to the next thing. The community is a serious one, but the vibe has to check out. The vibe, like, there has to be something to keep everyone excited. NFTs are going through the roof, specifically, majorly because of excitement, utility, and stuff. But there is this excitement. You have to keep your community excited. For example, there's this company launching soon. This is no PR or anything. It's called AutoStream. These guys have over 100K people on their Telegram group. How are they doing that? People are anticipating their launch. They are putting out things there, pre-token launch companies. People are excited. They're saying, hey, when this launch, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. Before you launch, people are getting like probably scholarships or something. They are making people excited. Or for example, free NFT giveaway. They are making people excited, that kind of stuff. Let's move on. Let's talk about community education. As usual, as human beings, we castigate stuff we don't understand. If you don't understand something, you're going to shy away a little bit from it. Say, hey, this thing, I'm not going to do this. Because why? I'm a bit scared because I'm not sure how it's going to end up. So one of the major parts you have to do when building your product and you're trying to go to the community is there should be an education plan. How will I educate the community about my product, about my project? How do I educate them about it? I'm going to talk more about this later on. Educating the community is about your product as well as helping the community upskilling their careers is non-negotiable. So you're trying to tell people your product, but the goal strictly is that they're going to get better because you know that you build a tool literally, or you build a library as, I think so, Prosper spoke a lot about libraries and like reusable codes. So I built this library and I believe it's going to help tons of people. So you're not just going to preach about it just for a fact that you want to get popular or you want to get more stars, but that you want to educate the people and make their life far much easier. That should be your drive when you're building communities for Web3. So literally, when you're building like your application, your go-to-market plan, one of them should be education. How do I educate the technical community about what I'm working on? For example, we think about workshops, we think about events, we think about Twitter spaces, stuff like that. And it should be all hyped. It shouldn't be just like guys like just giving talks and like just straightforward faces and stuff. It should be all hyped. Figure out a way you can have like a music session, bring up like a DJ and stuff. For example, if you're familiar with like Ethereum-based events, there's these events that happen like right after like every Ethereum event. It's called an after party. One is happening in Dubai coming up soon. For like we have like DJs coming around and like people partying and stuff. And like I mean like real party, that kind of stuff. So like keeping the people hyped. So for example, for Polygon right now, the idea is we want to educate the community about Web3, and at the same time, we want to really just like get them familiar with what Polygon is doing. So we created Polygon Academy. That's academy.polygon.com. It's going to get you started with what? Web3. But then deploy your applications on Polygon. Here's the best part. We have 8 modules here, and in every module you pass, you write a test. If the test is successful, you get an NFT. That kind of stuff. So that kind of stuff is exciting. It builds excitement. And we've had like thousands of people getting into this. We launched once. The first day was crazy. We got tons of people getting NFTs, and it was exciting. Let's go to the next one. The value of a community goes up when there is an exchange of value. You're giving the people value, and they're going to give you value back by saying, hey, someone is having a problem. They're going to recommend your library. You're going to recommend what you built. Because why? You taught them how to do it. They were confused, and you were there to support them in their confusion. But your idea is like, these people are having a problem. I don't want to market to you. I want to tell you literally how to make your life easier. I don't want to leave you in the ditch. I want to tell you how to make your life easier. It's not, I don't want more stars. I don't want more folks on my project. I literally want to tell you how to make your life easier. And here it is. And it's not a cap. Moving on. Keeping the people happy. The people have to be happy, right? If you're building a community here, the people have to be happy. I've heard tons of people here saying, trying to sit down and do conferences and stuff, that kind of thing. It's exciting. You have to figure out a way to keep the people happy. For every tech event, there's always stuff like jollof rice, small chops and stuff. It's to keep the people happy. That's one thing. But like, for example, for Polygon Guild Lagos, we gave out 1,500 USDT to different people. It was crazy. People who tweeted, we reached out and said, hey, we saw your tweet, we loved it, here is $200. Someone else, hey, I think you tweeted a lot, I think just here's our list contribution, get like $300. Some people $50, some people $100. Right? Giving them money, it's not a problem. It's Web3. Make the most, so moving on. So make the most active folks around your products feel appreciated and welcomed. This is one thing. This is one thing. And now I'm going to align this specifically with DAOs. So in DAOs, we have something called like contributors to DAO. So these people just come around and say, hey, I want to contribute to the success of this DAO. And let's say, for example, they let's say, for example, I want just to build a smart contract. Let's say I have this idea of a DAO. People come around to volunteer their time and their skill, and they're helping to build that DAO. So those guys are contributors to that DAO. So some people can come around and say, hey, this DAO is doing pretty well, but can I contribute to the engineering side of this thing? You don't get paid, but you do something called you feel appreciated. Because why? You do so much, then say, hey, you've been doing so much, why don't we just give you the X amount for the work you've been doing for us? That kind of thing. So don't see anybody's service as free work. Like, if I'm trying to, like, build, like, okay, let me give you an example. I was working on something, on a project before I joined Polygon. I was trying to, like, so I did a technical test, so I was trying to, like, look at the blockchain space. I was learning something. I had a problem. I couldn't find a solution. I reached out to somebody who helped me. I got the solution solved, and, like, I said, hey, I know you don't need my money, but I want to appreciate you for what you did. Like, we should learn to appreciate people for supporting, for helping, that kind of stuff. So if you're going to try to run a Web3 community, or you're starting a Web3-based company, a DeFi company, once you see people are actively talking about your company, find a way to appreciate them. Chat with them, bring them closer to the company, ask for their feedback, make them feel appreciated. Does that make sense? Awesome. So, if not just about your product, so it's not just about your product, it's also about the well-being of the community members. Again, bring your people closer. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to move again. Tons of pre-token DeFi apps in the works, large communities around them, but no idea how to harness that much power. We have people excited about your app, all of these things happening, but how do I bring all of these people together? You have to find a way to bring everyone together and keep them excited. Keep them excited. There are tons of NFTs coming around, happening all around. People are giving like free NFT giveaway. These things are going to appreciate, believe it or not, man. Not all, but like some of the major projects. So believe in it. Believe in NFTs. Just saying that. So bring people together and like find a way to appreciate them. I think I could help list out a couple of ways you can appreciate people for their support to your project. For example, let's say I'm running a DeFi-based company called Lights, like this is Lights or some sort. So, and like this young man here is really like, he doesn't work for me, but he's just excited about what I'm building. So how do I appreciate him and say, hey man, I've been seeing you've been tweeting a lot about Lights, and thank you for doing that. And I think what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna tell my team to schedule a call with you and just talk to us about what we're building from your perspective and see how we can improve. So it shows that like the company saw that, hey, this guy is actively excited, and we brought him on board to hear his feedback. You feel appreciated that way, don't you? Yeah, because why? Your voice was heard, like you were responded to. People want to be responded to. They want to ask questions and be responded to. So going on, so your community, okay, just come single source of truth. So number one way you're going to hire folks from your community. So this is what some DAOs do and some companies. For example, for Polygon, so one of my team members went to Denver for Denver. She met this guy who was really solid in blockchain engineering. Like, hey, this guy's doing pretty well. And what happened? He got hired. So he's from Developer DAO, but also contributes like to the blockchain space. He was like, this guy's really active, so he got hired. So you're doing something great. You have like a project, and you need people. First step, look within your community. Don't look for the best people who have the best followers or the like. This guy's trending or something or has tons. Look for the folks who are really active in your community and empower those people. This is how it is. Exclusive invites. For example, exclusive dinner with the founding team to come speak to you. This is one idea. I'm doing something. I have a company. We want to figure out how to scale. I bring together all the most active people around my product, schedule a meeting, put it at Hard Rock Cafe, Cilantro or somewhere, listen to them speak and like implement their feedbacks. What can be implemented? Let's move on. Video, audio calls for feedbacks. You can do this too. Then events. Bring out those people, put them on stage, let them do talks. Like one thing I'm really excited about this Oscar event is because I saw a ton of speakers, and I saw a ton of people who could speak. They don't really get invited all the time, but they spoke on this stage, and that was pretty exciting. It wasn't about who has the most followers. It wasn't about like who was really popular and stuff. That was really exciting. So, Polygon Guilds. So, I'm almost at the end of this talk, so follow me. I know we're hungry. So, Polygon Guilds. So, when I joined Polygon, one key thing I was thinking about was how do I bring the community together on a global scale? So, what I thought about was let's have small communities across different cities. So, we founded Polygon Guilds. Now we have over 50 guilds across the world doing pretty well, which was, I'm sure, so who saw about Polygon Guild Lagos? Did we see it? Oh, no one? Okay, people did. So it was a great event. It went well. After that, like tons of more guilds like happened. Small communities where people wondering about blockchain stuff come around and like see technical talks. Let's move forward. I know you want to like do big things, but I still believe in starting small. No matter how big your idea is, it starts small. I believe that, okay, I want to do this big thing, but again, start small. Because if you like just jump out there, you could crash. You want to do big things, it's still going to start small. But let's move on. Oh yeah, this thing. Talk is cheap. Show us the code. Specifically in the blockchain space, right? One key thing that, so if you're thinking of organizing like a Web3-based event, blockchain-based event, it should not be an event where people come around, or let's say you have a company, you want to organize people together. It should not be a, like I think specifically, don't get a marketing person to present technical product to developers. Like they could end up hating. So don't do this. Like this, I know some people might disagree with this, but don't do this specific thing. Don't get the marketing department to speak to developers. Get developers to speak to developers, or get like developer advocates or something. Or if you do this, just kind of hate on the product, to be honest. So don't do this specific thing. So lastly, know how to position your startups to the community and developer. I think I've spoken about this before, and I'm not sure I have to go over this. I'm out of time, so I'm kind of rushing. So, oh yeah, that's the last slide. Thank you.